Hey YouTube, what's up? I'm back with another video. This is Wayne Chappelle of the Wayne Chappelle channel. And once again, I always like to remind you that, even though this channel has my name on it, it's not about me, it's all about you. I provided this channel and, well, I have this channel. It was provided a long time ago and I never put any videos up if you watch my first couple of videos that I put out. But the reason for this channel now is for you guys. So I'm out here on YouTube. I'm literally stumbling over my words and being long-winded at times and not making a lot of sense on some of my videos, but I'll eventually get there and fine-tune that. But this channel, I'm doing this, and the reason I'm challenging myself is for you guys, right? I want to provide value, and this channel is about you guys. So I need you to like, I need you to subscribe, I need you to provide comments down below in regards to how we can tailor this channel to solve the difficult problems of the real estate industry today. And I'm here to answer those questions and provide solutions to those problems. And I alone won't come up with all the solutions, but I can give my input on those, and we can work on those together. So hopefully you guys will be putting the comments below, and we can make something of it moving forward. So the topic of this video today is about multiple state licenses, right? And I've mentioned in the past, I'm a broker. I'm a licensed broker, and I'm a licensed broker in 4 states, right? I'm licensed in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. So I'm licensed throughout the Southeast, at least on the coastal states. And I've been licensed for I started off in Georgia. I got licensed there first and been licensed there for probably a decade before I even started branching out into other states. But currently I'm licensed in 4 states, and a question that I get asked a lot is like, hey, you're a multi-state broker. How did you achieve this? What do you do? What tests or what certifications? What's the criteria? Is there reciprocity? How do I go about doing this if I'm already licensed in a state, at least one state, right? So a lot of states have reciprocity where, you're licensed in a state and you can apply to get a license in another state through reciprocity. Now, some can be easy and some can be very difficult. For example, and I can't speak on all 50 states and such, but I can speak on the 4 that I'm licensed in, right? So originally I got licensed in Georgia. I was licensed in Georgia for a long time before I even branched out into other states. So every state is going to be specific on, the criteria and what you have to do to become licensed in that state, even if you're already a licensed agent or a licensed broker. Now, for me, I'm a licensed broker, so I have, a little bit more to do than the average salesperson in regards to, once I do get licensed, as far as post-training and stuff like that. But the simple thing is, and the basic thing is that it's going to depend on the state. So I can give you an example. Like for Georgia, you have reciprocity in South Carolina. So if you're already licensed in Georgia, whether you're a licensed salesperson or a licensed broker, you have reciprocity. So pretty much all that you have to do is apply for your South Carolina real estate license and pay, the fees and applications and things like that. And you should be good to go and receive your license from South Carolina. With that being said, North Carolina, which is, just north, the next state over, is a little more complicated. So North Carolina I've found to be the most difficult for me out of the 4 states to get licensed in. So even though I'm licensed in Georgia, when I applied for reciprocity in North Carolina, that's all fine and dandy, but I had to pass the state portion of the North Carolina exam. So North Carolina I found, and I've taken, North Carolina, and I'll get to Florida in a minute, but I have taken the North Carolina test, and I failed it, the first time that I took, and I was only doing the state portion. So I did the state portion of the test, and, I failed it the first time. North Carolina, for me, it may not be the situation for you, but it was very difficult for me to, it was a challenge, let's just say that in the least, to pass that exam. But I did pass it and did, eventually become a broker, a full broker in North Carolina. You do have other options where you can become a provisional broker. So if you're a licensed salesperson, let's say in Georgia, everybody in North Carolina, for one, let me just put this out there, is either a regular full broker or they're, a provisional broker. Provisional broker is somewhat of a new salesperson in other states. So, if you're a salesperson, you can become a broker, rather than a provisional broker if you pass and do the state exam. But if you do it the provisional broker route, then, you fill out your application, you fill out your fees, then you're going to have a series of continuing education that's required from you. It's post-education that's required from you. It's about 30 hours that you have to do. So for me, that I'm a full broker, and when I pass the state exam, I only have, 8 hours a year. So I have an elective in North Carolina, and I have, what they call the general update, or the gen up, that has to be completed every year. So North Carolina has been one of my toughest. And, moving on to South Carolina, where I got my license last, it was similar to the same thing. I had to, apply for reciprocity, and also take the state exam, pass the state exam, and then now here I am as a full broker in Florida as well. In Florida, the thing with Florida is I have 60 hours of post-license training that I have yet to still accomplish, because that is a new license for me. I just got it in I believe the end of 2018 or early 2019. So it's almost a year that I've had this license, but I have not went out and did the post-license training at this point. So that's kind of a nutshell of the four states that I'm licensed in, and obviously every state is going to have different criteria. In the end, it's not a challenging thing to go out and get these licenses. I mean, you're just going out, passing the state test, and following whatever requirements that are needed to obtain your license. And one of the other things is the brokerage that I'm with, is doing business in all of these states, so it made it a little bit easier for me. It can get a little bit complicated if the broker that you're with, even if it's a national broker, if they're not, doing business in that market or that area where you're trying to become licensed, it can be difficult. You might have to find an out-of-state broker to affiliate with, to hang your license with, because you won't be able to get your license activated unless you have, a broker that's in that state. So for me, I was fortunate enough that I have, a brokerage that is in the states that I'm doing business in North Carolina through Florida. So it was rather easy for me to, I was already affiliated, so I just passed the test and affiliated my license in each state with the broker that I'm licensed with in Georgia. So there's some complications, but it can be done, and it's a fairly straightforward process. If you go to the real estate boards for each respective state, like in Georgia, it's GREC. In North Carolina, it's also the North Carolina Real Estate Commission, South Carolina Real Estate Commission, the Florida Real Estate Commission. You go through those and you can find out information. If you're having, challenges or need direction with that, feel free to drop the comments down below. I would love to, provide, a service to you guys and provide the information that I know in regards to those states. So I do still have that information available. So if you're interested, reach out to me. I can definitely get that to you. But that's all for this video. Like I said, this video is about, being licensed in multiple states. So please like and subscribe. And once again, I need your feedback down below. Please drop down your comments and your feedback, like and subscribe. And once again, all you guys have a blessed day and go out there and kill it. Thanks.